Welcome back to the show. Game On, the only statewide sports talk afternoon show shining down on the Sunshine State. You can hit us up on the Mills Air text line, this 50857. Let your voice be heard, game heads. Just tap that microphone icon on the iHeartRadio app right there on the top right of the screen and leave us a message. We call it the Rage Cage. We want to hear from you. Time now for our Champs and Chumps, presented by Burn Pest. Spring has sprung and the bugs are out, and they are chumps. Don't become another number, become part of the family. Burn Pest Control, family owned and operated with over 30 years in the termite and pest control industry. Contact Joe directly, 321-297-7985, or go to burnpest.com. Got to start, Mike, with the New York Knickerbockers. My God, they have hit another level. Starting with game 4 against the Atlanta Hawks. The Knicks are on historic offensive run heading to the Eastern Conference Finals. Last 7 games, 132 offensive rating, 43% from 3, 55% from the field, an average margin of victory of 26 points per game. They're the first team since 1987 to shoot better than 54% shooting in the playoffs over a 7-game stretch. They look like a team, Mike, that could actually contend for a title. This version of the Knicks, I think can beat OKC or San Antonio. Potentially.
Stop. They're not beating OKC. Now maybe they could beat San Antonio, but they're not. But I mean, it's been what they've done has been unbelievable, no question. I mean, the first couple of games of the not the Sixers series, but the last series, you thought that when they were playing the Hawks, the Hawks could beat them. Remember that? You were on the Hawks bandwagon. You said the Hawks were going to beat the Knicks. Remember that?
I do. Yeah.
Now
they smacked me silly.
And now the Knicks are going to beat OKC. Okay. All right.
I just said they can. I wasn't sure going into the playoffs. I thought it was OKC or San Antonio and Boston. I think I had in that mix. I'm throwing the Knicks into the cauldron of teams that I think legitimately could hoist the Larry O.B. There's 3 teams I give a realistic chance of being champions. It's the Knicks, it's the Spurs, it's the Thunder, but the Knicks are the newest part of that triumvirate because of what they can do offensively. And you don't win games by 26 points per unless you're playing good defense as well. The Sixers couldn't get anything done in game 4. I thought they'd at least take 1 in Philly. I have not been able to get the Knicks right in these playoffs. I will admit that, but this is me correcting course. I'm not going to be stubborn and anti-Nick. I recognize greatness when I see it, and I think they can compete.
Hey, it'd be great for the NBA if they could get to the NBA finals. But a team, my champ goes to a player and the team that gets overlooked all the time. In fact, you just overlooked them again as a team that didn't even mention as a possibility, and that's the Minnesota Timberwolves and Anthony Grant. There is no franchise in sports that gets overlooked like the Timberwolves get overlooked. They've been to a couple of Western Conference Finals. Anthony Edwards, it might be the best player in the league, not named Wemby, not named SGA. He's unbelievable. He's tough. The guy comes back from a hyperextended knee and has been a force in the playoffs. He scored 36 yesterday. 16 of those came in the fourth quarter. And I love Anthony Edwards. I love his attitude. I love his interviews. I love what he said after the game. He said, "It's Mother's Day, and I had to win this game for my mom." Everybody remembers on draft night, I think his mom had passed away of cancer in 2015. His grandmother also died of cancer 8 months later. He wears number 5 because they both passed away on the 5th day of the month. And Anthony Edwards wears number 5 because of that, because of his mom and his grandma. How can you not give a game ball or a champ to this guy? Because he's been unbelievable. This guy would be a great face of the league if he could just win some championships.
Oh yeah, I mean he's got every tool in the toolbox as far as that goes. Personality, the play on the court, the relatability. He checks a lot of those boxes. I think he kind of lives on the edge a little bit, so he has come out and said, "I'm not your guy for that." So he's not ever going to be the league spokesman like we've seen with LeBron, and I think Victor Wembanyama has that where he kind of takes this leadership role seriously. Anthony Edwards is more like the class clown that's like blowing spitballs at the teacher, but he's also super fun to watch. Champ goes to Bobby Cox, one of the greatest baseball managers ever, died at the age of 84. What a career this guy had, Mike. This might be the greatest baseball manager of my lifetime. 29 seasons. He accumulated 2,500 regular season wins, 15 division titles with the Braves, 5 pennants, and 1 World Series. You know, you wish you had more,
Right.
as far as those go, those in the trophy case, but a Hall of Famer indeed. And he is one of those guys that'll be missed.
You know what I always loved about Bobby Cox? He was old school. He made his players for the Braves wear their uniforms at batting practice. Their hats were always on forward. Their sunglasses were always hung on the back of their caps. And their clubhouse never blared this loud music. Very old school manager. Loved Bobby Cox. He wasn't just a manager, he also taught life lessons. So, yeah, Bobby Cox definitely deserves a lifetime champ. I want to give a quick champ to the SEC. Ever heard of them? Big Ten. Hey, Big Ten, you can have your little football championships, okay? You can have your little football championships. Did you see the NCAA softball pairings that came out yesterday? SEC, 6 of the top 8 teams in the nation. SEC, women's softball, baby. Big Ten, how did that taste?
They're like, I'm sorry, I can't hear you through our trophy case of football titles. Can't hear you right now. And very impressive. I do not want to diminish softball on this show, but I think the Big Ten will take their split as far as where they are. But since you brought up the Big Ten, I'm going to talk about one of their top coaches. I'm going to give a chump to Ryan Day. Ryan Day. How can you not recruit your own kid? What is
Not
this?
good enough. Not good
Class
enough.
of 2027 quarterback RJ Day, the son of Ohio State coach Ryan Day, has announced his commitment to Northwestern. Come on, Ryan. You can't even recruit your own kid. I would be using that as a counter recruit against you if I was inside of the Big Ten.
I give him a champ for that. Not he wants his kid to go make his own way, not let daddy take care of him on the roster.
Daddy said you're a 3-star kid. You can't play on this team. I mean, let's be honest. I'm joking. Obviously, he could recruit his kid if his kid was good enough, but I appreciate everybody in the situation being non-LeBron about this and saying, hey, listen, you're never going to see the light of day, pun intended, on this roster. So you're going to have to go play elsewhere. And the kid is like, yeah, I get it. So everybody's kind of, the self-awareness here is 10 out of 10. I appreciate that, but still a chump for the fun of it.
Okay. I give a chump to not Charles Barkley, to Draymond Green for taking on Charles Barkley. Have you seen what Draymond Green said about Charles Barkley? Said, hey, my goal is to not be like Charles Barkley was in Houston. All right. At the end of Charles Barkley's career, he played for the Rockets, I think for 4 years. And Draymond Green says he doesn't want to be like that. Draymond Green would die to be as good as Charles Barkley was in Houston. For Draymond Green to even think he's in the same breath as Charles Barkley was as an NBA player, Charles Barkley's a Hall of Famer. Draymond Green's like a very good role player is all Draymond Green is. Don't ever try to compare yourself to Charles Barkley, the round mound of rebound Draymond Green. You aren't even close. Draymond Green needs to shut up every once in a while.
Yeah, I think Charles Barkley was asked about this recently, and Barkley offered a great bit of commentary. He said, I choose not to punch down. So
Right.
he recognizes that he is on a different plane. Draymond Green is not somebody that I like to diminish his accomplishments. What he did defensively, he was an important piece to one of the greatest teams that ever played. He wasn't just a guy who was hanging around. They needed his defense, they needed his leadership and his passing, and he was great at all of those things. But Charles Barkley is legitimately one of the top 50 players, and you could probably shrink that list, and he's still on it. Draymond Green will never sniff a top 50. So I'm with you on that. My final champ, Mike, the top records in baseball as of May 11th, as we are alive here today. The Atlanta Braves, loaded roster. They're bouncing back after a really rough season last year. The Chicago Cubs, who have already gone on multiple 10-game winning streaks, and we're only a month plus into the season. The Yankees, shocker. And then the last team, let's see, I named three. The top four records as of May 11th has got to be the Dodgers, right? It's got to be the Dodgers.
Nope. Who is it?
The Tampa Bay Rays. This team won't go away. They are, and I say this with love, they are the cockroach of Major League Baseball. You can't kill them. You cannot kill this team. They refuse to die. And still, even though they spend pennies, they're playing the penny slots. The Dodgers are over there playing no limit poker, and the Rays have a better record. I just love it so much. I wish that they weren't blacked out every other day for me, because I would watch this team. I love Junior Caminero, and they've got this guy Chandler Simpson, who's a lot of fun. But shout out to the Rays. I don't know how long it'll last, but they've made it this far, and credit to them for dominating the world of baseball.
Hey, hopefully they can win the pennant before they move over here to Orlando. That'd be awesome. Absolutely.
I would love both of those things. Up next, we are going to hear from the best, the biggest, and the brightest. It is another rousing edition of Mic'd Up on the way after this.